Hello, my name's Neil Cooper. I'm a former shepherd in the south coast of UK at the glorious Goodwood Estate, a prestigious flock of 1,300 there. I was shepherding on a couple of other flocks and one other large flock a bit further up north. I just come to pass on some of my experience, mostly to those just beginning to work with a flock, or those small holders. More experienced flock owners might benefit from some of it. So this is a series of videos. You can click in the top right corner, or well, it's your left. Click in the top left corner on the playlist and you can see all the other videos in this playlist. So it's a series. And also down below you can subscribe so that you'll see any new videos. You'll probably get an email come through if you have email notifications. So it's just, to give people a guide into what to do. Now, this is part 4, I think, of pre-lambing. And we've talked about, feeding the ewes from 6 weeks onwards, doing a flat rate feeding or a step feeding system where they gradually get stepped up to higher levels of feed towards lambing time. And, feeding hay and stuff as well, maybe. But also we've spoken about giving booster injections for clostridial diseases and drenching the ewes before lambing, or if you decide to do that just before you turn them out in the individual pens, best not to handle them any more than necessary, really. But if you're lambing about 10th of March, well, that's about a month from now. It's about the 10th of February today, or so 9th of February today. So you consider now really you need to be getting your lambing yard ready. And, it depends what sort of luxury setup you've got, really. There are people that lamb outdoors, and you can make your lambing yard to hold maybe 40 ewes, maybe 50 at the most, but 40 ewes, say, for instance, out of straw bales. So you can use these big Heston bales, or you can use a double row of bales, high enough so they can't jump over. And you can make your lambing yard out of that, or you can have indoor pens if you've got enough indoor room. Then you can make your pens there out of wooden rails, or often most practical ways to have feeding troughs at the sides, and maybe even at the front in some cases. But you do need a gate to get in, because when they're lambing you've got to get in that pen and get them out, so it's not so practical always having a feeding troughs at the front of the pen. But obviously you've got to allow enough room, about 1.5 meters per ewe, for space to lay down and stuff, and also enough room at the feeding trough so they can all fit in comfortably without cramming too much. It's not good for them if they're all fighting and cramming to get in, because they're pregnant, of course. So it's time to prepare your lambing yard. It should be cleaned out from last year. Disinfect it, go right through it with a knapsack sprayer, just a pump up action knapsack sprayer, and disinfect the whole lot. The troughs, if you can steam clean them before you put them up, even better, with a bit of, and then afterwards, once they've dried out, fit them together in your lambing yard and just go around the complete floor to get rid of any disease. Give it a good dousing with some disinfectant, iodine. There's many good disinfectants out there. And just go through your lambing yard, do your feeding troughs as well, anywhere where they're going to be, really. And, and then you can bed them up ready for when they come in. Now, you also want to build your individual pens, so that once they've lambed in that big pen, you can take them out and put them in an individual pen on their own with their lambs. Now, I guess you want about nearly 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters square, so that they've got plenty of room. They're not going to lay down on their lambs, so give them plenty of room in their individual pens. Now, if you're a large flock, you need about 1 individual pen per 100 ewes. 1 individual pen per 10 ewes, sorry. So that's the lambing rate roughly that you'd keep them fairly full up. So it's quite a few pens, isn't it? So, that's the other important thing, just talking about these individual pens, is to, clean them out every time. The straw out every time, wheelbarrow it away into a pile outside somewhere, because the disease build up over 6 weeks lambing is quite immense. Plus, they're getting higher and higher up that pen all the time, likely to jump out. Now, those pens need to be so the lambs can't escape out of them. Of course, the bars need to be close enough together so the lambs can't get out through them. Some people use pallets, different things, or make hurdles for them, or buy hurdles, all sorts. So, yes, but, every time you clean out a pen, go through in the evening cleaning out your pens once you turn some using lambs out into the release pens. Go through them and, disinfect them thoroughly, every time between each new ewe and lambs going in there, because it keeps control of the disease. One of the worst diseases in those individual pens is watery mouth, and they do not recover from that. You can get drenches that you can give to the lamb, to swallow, but I've seen very few survive watery mouth. So, it's best to take them out of the pen and also, now, once you've got individual pens, if you turn like 10 or 15, 20 ewes out into the field at a time, straight out of those individual pens, those lambs have not got any idea how to find their own mother, and they get lost. And you spend a long time, maybe half an hour a day, just chasing around with a large flock, catching the ones that lost and driving around the field for ages looking for where its mother is, because she's still got one lamb, but she's left one behind. So what really does get them used to finding their mother is to have a couple, or however many you need for the size of the flock you're on, is mothering up pens. So you take them from the individual pens, 10 or 15 ewes in a mothering up pen, maybe 20 at maximum. In a mothering up pen, you just put them all in there and they go haywire for a little while because they can't find their mothers. But within 24 hours, those lambs will know their mother's call and go straight to her. And when you then turn them out from those pens after 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever it is, they go out in the field and find their mother perfectly. If you haven't got enough room indoors to have mothering up pens, then build a couple out in your field. Just build 2 release pens so that you can put one day's lot in there and leave them overnight with some water and hay in that. And then the next day when you drop your next lot of sheep off use the other pen and just open the gate of that pen, they'd have wandered out by then, a couple of hours later, back out into the field and they'd be fine. So that's just the way of making sure you haven't got to spend all your time chasing around the field trying to mother your lambs up that are lost. So, that's the way to do that. I'm going to talk about what you need to get in stock next week, to prepare for lambing, all the bits and pieces you need and what you need to be looking out for pre-lambing in the ewes, because they can get things like pregnancy toxemia and you need drench for that. And, to maybe take them out of that pen, put them in individual pens so they've got plenty of food, because, they almost always abort if you don't do this, because if you leave them in the big pen, they'll just be competing for food with all the other ewes, where you put them in an individual pen on their own if they've got pregnancy toxemia, and you can leave them with food all the time. So you drench them, it brings them back up. Anyway, I'll talk more about that next week. It's pre-lambing. So it's getting the lambing yard ready now, getting it all disinfected, all ready for the off. And, if you want to bring your ewes in, you can bring them in, now if you wanted to. Maybe you've already got them in. Some people house them, for a few months before lambing. But, ultimately you want them in before 2 weeks before lambing, because that's the time really to check them late at night and early in the morning, just to make sure they're okay, any problems at all. When your first lambs do start being born, and it's not, that's with a week before they're due maybe, then maybe you need to look late at night, and then once, or at least once, maybe twice during the night also, and then early in the morning again, in case there's any difficulties. Now, that's the time now onwards, if you're lambing the 10th of March, to watch out for abortions as well, any problems like that. So just keep a close eye around their back ends and, check your fields or your pens for fetuses that have been aborted and such like. Always make sure they've got fresh running water in those individual, lambing pens, and to make sure that in the individual pens they've got water too. As I said, put it in a 2-gallon bucket and, hold it up. Put it on wire so that it's not on the floor where the lambs are going to fall into it and drown. Just be cautious. Make sure you put it up correctly so that the ewes are also not going to get their necks stuck in there if they knock the bucket out. So, just a thick bit of wire is the best thing. So, you can buy proper hoops, but they're expensive. So they're the things to be looking for now. And, you're doing your flat rate feeding, which is the same amount from beginning to end. And, you know, if you've got your ewes marked for 2 weekly periods, you can bring your first 2 weeks in when you're ready to. Maybe at least 2 weeks before lambing they need to come in. And, you know, you can feed your hay and your concentrates. Now, as your concentrates are stepping up and you're getting more of it, it'll pay like 3 or 4 weeks before lambing to actually start feeding that in 2 lots. So give them 1 lot in the morning. Make sure you spread it out far enough so that they can all get in and eat. But, you know, feed them twice a day. Feed them first thing in the morning, and just before you knock off 5 o'clock time, feed them again, so that it distributes the feed more, which does help a lot to feed them their concentrates. Not necessarily hay twice a day, because, you know, but their concentrates twice a day, you know, and if you want to feed a little bit of extra hay in the evenings, that's okay. But, you know, that's the best way to do it, because it distributes that food. They make better use of it. So from sort of 3 to 2 weeks, start distributing their concentrates, 16% protein nut, splitting it up into 2 feeds a day. That's the best way to do it. It certainly is. You know, and carry on like that. Anyway, I'm going to make the next video about the sort of things you need to get in stock for lambing time, and, you know, go on from there, and keep making these videos. Please subscribe below, you know, and then you'll see when I've made the next video. These are on the playlist. As I say, you can click up in this corner and you can watch the playlist. Thank you for watching. Neil.